Hey everyone, we're going to be working with our order of operations with fractions still, this time with whole numbers. We are going to be working with division and multiplication. So we have to remember that with PEMDAS, it's not our favorite, but if we circle it, we know that multiplication and division go first hand in hand, left to right, and then adding and subtracting. So because this is all division, we just have to go left to right. So we're going to remember that we want to do our work on the side. So we have 7/12 divided by 14 divided by 6. We're going to do exactly what we normally do with order of operations. So we're going to do, remember I can't highlight, so that's why I'm circling. So we're going to do 7/12 divided by 14. And what we love about that whole number 14 is that if we make it 14 over 1, it means the same thing as 14 divided by 1, and 14 divided by 1 is 14. So if we just change that 14, so we're going to write 7/12 divided by, if we change it to 14 over 1, we have our improper fraction, and we can make sure that we are simplifying. And now we can divide. So 7/12 times 1 over 14. Remember, you want to, what I just did was I multiplied the reciprocal of the divisor, or you can remember our keep it, change it, flip it. So if you remember, this is our keep it, this is our change it, and this is our flip it. We kept 7/12. Our division we changed to multiplication, and our 14 over 1 we flipped it. We did the reciprocal. All right, so we can cross cancel. And what you're doing is you're really looking for that greatest common factor. So if you're not sure how to do that, remember our little trick with finding the prime factorization. So 7's already prime. 14 is 2 times 7, and this is prime and this is prime. So if we write these out, here's 7. And then for 14, it's 2 times 7. And our greatest common factor is our pairs. So our greatest common factor is 7. So then we would circle our 7. Remember, we learned this in chapter 1, finding our greatest common factor. All right, so 7 divided by 7 is 1. 14 divided by 7 is 2. So we are going to have, we can't do cross canceling the other way. So 1 times 1 is 1, and 12 times 2 is 24. All right, so I'm going to erase my greatest common factor, our prime factorization here. And I'm going to write underneath this my 1 over 24 divided by 6. So under here, I'm going to write my next problem, which is 1 over 24 divided by 6 over 1, because that's another whole number. And we're going to keep it. So we kept it the same. Change it. Change division to multiplication. And then flip it. We're going to do the reciprocal. So 6 over 1 is now 1 over 6. So 1 times 1 is 1. And 24 times 6 is 144. I couldn't cross it cancel anywhere, so that's why we went right to it. So we're going to write 1/24 divided by 6 is 1 over 144. And there's our V formation. Okay, so we're going to do another problem. Erase all our work. Okay, so we're going to do 3/14. We're going to do times 2/5, and then divided by 6/7. So here again, we have multiplication and division. So if I look at PEMDAS, it's in the same circle. So it's whatever comes first, left to right. So for this, multiplication is coming first. So we're going to do 3/14 times 2/5. So if you're not sure, remember what to do. I think 2 and 14, we can cross cancel. But just in case you're not sure, you do the factor trees. You find the greatest common factor. So 2 is already prime. 14 is 2 times 7. So we're going to write for 2, we're going to write 2. And for 14, we're going to write 2 times 7, and my greatest common factor is 2. So that means I'm going to do 14 divided by 2, which is 7. 2 divided by 2, which is 1. Okay, so now we can multiply. So 3 times 1 is 3, and 7 times 5 is 35. So we're going to come over here. Remember, we just did 3/14 times 2/5. That answer is 3 over 35 divided by 6/7. You bring down everything that's not circled. All right, so we're going to do this one now. So we're going to do 3 over 35 divided by 6/7. So what you're going to do is do our keep it, change it, flip it. So 3/35 is going to stay the same. That's our keep it. Dividing is now going to change to multiplication. We're going to change it. And then we're going to flip it. We're going to do the reciprocal. So not 6/7, it's now going to be 7/6. So if you're not sure if it can be cross-canceled, looks like it, you do the factor tree of the prime factorization to find the GCF. So 3 and 6, I know 3 is the greatest common factor. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. A lot of you forget that 7 and 35, actually you can cross cancel. Again, if you're not sure, you do the factor trees. So remember, 7 is prime, so you can't do a factor tree. 35 is not prime. It is 7 times 5. 7 is prime and 5 is prime. So you're going to write out your 7. 7 is 7. 35 is 5 times 7. All right. Oh, look at that. 7 is our greatest common factor. So that means we come over here and we write 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 35 divided by 7. 35 divided by 7 is 5. That makes it so much easier. So 1 times 1 is 1, and 5 times 2 is 10. So I'm going to erase my greatest common factor information. We're going to write 3/35 divided by 6/7 is 1/10. All right, and there's our V formation. I hope that helped.